The night was quiet, too quiet. The kind of silence that does not bring peace, but pressure, as if something unseen was watching from just beyond the edge of reality.
All legions, advance! Chariots to the front! Light the torches! We attack at first light!
In the valley below, an army surrounded a city. Steel, spears, chariots, a ring of human power tightening with every passing hour.
Run! They are already inside!
Mother!
Mother, I'm scared!
Quiet, child, or they will find us.
Inside the city, fear was rising, not because the enemy was new, but because this time, escape felt impossible. And in that moment, a servant saw what his eyes could not explain. This is Elisha and the Chariots of Fire. Welcome to Everlight Animations.
We must exploit their pride. Hit them at the fortified position near the river, then feign retreat.
The kingdom of Aram had been at war with Israel, in a conflict defined not only by battles, but by intelligence, prediction, and invisible advantage.
This is unacceptable! Who warned them? Find the traitor!
Every plan Aram made seemed known in advance. Every ambush failed before it began. Every strategy collapsed at the moment of execution. And the source of this impossible awareness was one man, Elisha, a prophet who did not fight with weapons, but with knowledge that seemed to come from beyond human limits.
Betrayal hangs heavy in this room. Which of you snakes has poisoned my court? Confess your sins before the gods.
To Aram's king, it felt like betrayal from within his own council. But the truth was far more unsettling. It was as if Israel was seeing the future.
I want him found by sunrise. Bring him back alive, and show no mercy to anyone who stands in your way.
So the king decided, if strategy could not defeat him, then elimination would. Elisha was located, and an entire military force was sent to capture one man. No kingdom, no army, just one prophet in a quiet city called Dothan. By morning, the city was surrounded. Thousands of soldiers positioned on every hill, chariots blocking every road, cavalry sealing every escape. Steel encircled stone, and silence encircled hope. Inside the city, Elisha's servant woke early. He stepped outside, and what he saw broke his calm instantly. The valley was full of enemies. The hills were covered in weapons. The horizon itself looked occupied. He ran back in panic. We are surrounded. There was no plan, no escape, no reinforcements visible, only pressure, only certainty of defeat. But Elisha did not panic. He did not run to the walls. He did not count the soldiers. He did not measure the threat.
Oh my lord, what shall we do?
Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them.
Because he was seeing a different layer of reality, one the servant could not yet perceive.
Do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them.
And then he spoke a sentence that changed the meaning of fear itself. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. It sounded impossible. The servant looked again. Nothing had changed. The same army, the same weapons, the same silence of danger. So Elisha prayed, not for escape, not for destruction, but for vision. Open his eyes. And then it happened. Not a sound, not a movement of earth, but a revelation that shattered perception itself. The servant looked again, and the world was no longer the same. The hills were no longer empty. They were alive, not with human soldiers, but with something far greater. Chariots, not of iron, but of fire, encircling the mountain in radiant formation. Invisible armies that had always been there, now made visible. The reality beneath reality had been revealed. And in that moment, fear lost its authority. Because what was seen could no longer be unseen. The physical army still stood below, but it was no longer the only presence in the valley. Elisha walked forward calmly, not because danger disappeared, but because understanding had changed.
O Lord, I pray, strike this people with blindness.
I cannot see the path. Which way did they go?
And then he prayed again, but this time not for sight, for confusion.
Hold the line! Push forward! It's breaking! Retreat! Fall back now!
And the opposing army, once disciplined and certain, suddenly lost direction. Confusion spread through ranks. Commands no longer aligned. Movement lost coordination. The force that appeared unstoppable began to collapse inward, not through violence, but through disorientation.
This is the way to the city! Follow me!
But we've been walking for hours. I don't recognize this road.
Just keep moving. We have no choice.
They turned on one another's perceptions instead of the prophet. And the army that came to capture one man was led away without a battle. This is not just a story of vision. It is a story of perception. Because most battles are decided long before they are visible. What you see is not always all that exists, and what you fear is not always alone. There are layers to reality that human senses do not always capture.
Do not be afraid. Open your eyes and see that the Lord is with us.
Elisha's world was not larger than the servant's world. It was simply more aware of it. And that awareness changed everything. Because fear is often a measurement of limited sight. And peace is often a result of expanded understanding.
Push
The servant saw siege lines.
forward!
Elisha saw chariots of fire. And between those two visions, the outcome of the situation was never the same. This story is not only about ancient warfare, it is about perspective under pressure. Because in life, there are moments where everything looks surrounded. Finances, future, health, purpose, direction. And what you see in those moments depends entirely on what level of reality you believe is present. Elisha teaches a quiet but powerful truth. You are never seeing the full picture when fear is the only lens. There are always forces, possibilities, and outcomes beyond immediate perception. Sometimes protection is present before you recognize it. Sometimes help is closer than panic allows you to believe. Sometimes what looks like isolation is actually coverage you cannot yet see. So when pressure surrounds you, pause. Because visibility is not the same as reality. An absence of visible help is not the same as absence of help itself. If this cinematic journey into Elisha's chariots of fire moved you, subscribe to Everlight Animations for more stories where history, faith, and unseen dimensions collide. Like this video and share it with someone who feels surrounded right now. Because sometimes the most powerful truth is not what you see, but what you are finally allowed